should you buy Bitcoin at $100,000? I've had a lot of people asking me whether they should do that or not. And I'm going to cover that. You're going to definitely want to hear this, especially if you are new to this space or you don't feel like your bags are big enough. But first, there's very bullish news in here, but there's very interesting news as well. Here's Trump says, we are going to do something great with crypto. And this is during an interview with the best investor of all time, Jim Cramer. That was sarcasm right there for Americans that don't get the sarcasm. So, what do you mean by that great? I would love to understand what that means because, first off, 2009, Satoshi made crypto great. Uh, Politicians don't make crypto great. All right. So, that's just when you hear stupid, idiotic things like that, just let it go from one ear out the other. Okay. It's politicians speaking. I don't care who the politician is. It really doesn't matter. I'm rambling on. Let me go on to the next one. So one good thing that he's doing is he's buying some of our bags. If you're part of learningcrypto.com, you know that we've been buying Link for a very long time. And Donald Trump is stacking Link at a very high rate now. Eric Trump and real Donald Trump, that's his Twitter handle, are now at 42,000 Link tokens worth over $1 million. And they bought this in the span of 10 minutes just a couple days ago. So really interesting. That's why you're seeing a lot of strength in Link right now. But there's also a lot of leverage in Link as well. But you know what? I kind of gave up talking about leverage with Bitcoin because I think we are beyond that. I think we are beyond like caring too much about leverage because there's so much demand for alts right now. And I think they're just going to absolutely skyrocket. Okay, so moving on to billionaire founder of Interactive Brokers, Thomas Peterffy, says that people should allocate 2 to 3% of their net worth into Bitcoin. Now, that's really interesting that more and more billionaires are comfortable with coming out right now and talking about crypto because beforehand it wasn't very popular. And I think a lot of billionaires didn't want to say anything because it would make them look uncool to their friends, their other billionaire friends. That's essentially the games that they play. They're kind of childish, right? You know, the people that are actually warriors in this space are the ones that are buying, and regardless of whether or not it's popular or not. I remember buying back in 2012. I talked to many people and they thought I was stupid. They called me stupid, idiot, you're crazy, every name under the sun. And I was laughing. I was laughing. I love that stuff because I knew I was right. And look at that now. Exactly. Moving on. BlackRock says we're just at the tip of the iceberg with Bitcoin. Just a tiny fraction of our clients own it. IBIT. So that's what we're focused on. Exactly. That's what they're focused on. Their ETF, their stupid, dumb derivative of Bitcoin ETF. I couldn't care less. It doesn't make me bullish at all. Whatever. Screw IBIT. Hold your own coins. I mean, it doesn't take very much time to just hold your own keys, guys, and bypass stupid BlackRock. Guys, come on. Like, it's kind of a joke at this point, but whatever. They're buying up Bitcoin and that takes the supply off. So that's, I guess, good for the price, but long-term longevity, nah. And it is a very extremely superficial view of Bitcoin. You're probably not going to hear that from too many influencers out there, but you're going to hear it from me and constantly. Okay, let's move on to our next story about Doge. This is from Crypto Tips Real. They took down 69% of nodes in the network, exposing a vulnerable flaw. Apparently, it could have taken down the entire network. I'm not going to get into the details of that, but this is just one thing why, guys, I buy Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is a long-term hold. If you are on Dogecoin or anything else, probably best to get rid of that near the top of the bull market because it's going to fall big time. And who knows if it's going to survive yet another bear market. It probably will, but who knows? But we know what will survive is Bitcoin. So that's why I feel very safe with holding a huge portion of my portfolio in Bitcoin. I can sleep at night. It's really nice. Okay, also moving on to what I covered the other day about Microsoft shareholders voting against the Bitcoin proposal. So here's the data. Only 0.55% voted in favor of that. And then Adam Back replied, we are still early, very early. We are very, very early still in the grand scheme of things, especially with the amount of currency that the Federal Reserve is printing, the ECB is printing. I think we're incredibly early in this space, but I'm going to cover that shortly about whether or not you should be buying Bitcoin at 100K. First, this is from Crypto Tips Real. Again, US inflation rises to 2.7%. And now, good thing, we cover the truth where a lot of people don't want to do that. These numbers are artificial and nowhere close to the real inflation. This is why we hold Bitcoin. And yes, we don't care what other people say about us because we're going to tell you the truth no matter how hard it is to swallow. And you know what, or how unpopular it is in the crypto space. But these numbers are coming from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. You know what's even crazier about this is that they constantly change their way they measure inflation. So they used to include food and fuel, but now they don't. And it makes you wonder why. Oh, really, to keep it at 2.7%. Who believes that? Nobody. So that's why I don't even like to get excited about FOMC meetings and stuff like that. I couldn't care less about any of this stuff. Lastly, should you be buying Bitcoin at $100,000? This is a really good tweet from Key Young Jew. He gives you questions to ask yourself right here. Would you regret not buying Bitcoin if it hits $145,000? Would you regret waiting for a bear market to buy? Confident that you won't panic sell during a 30% correction? Keep in mind, 30% corrections are the norm in this space. During a bull market, can you hold for at least a year? Have you done your own research? If yes to all, you're ready, buy now. I agree with that, but I would really like you to look at the last one. Do your own research, because if we go on for the long run, if you're in this space for the long run, you're going to make the most money. And if you're not, if you're just in this space for speculation and getting rich quick, my recommendation is don't even touch it. You know what? Learn about Bitcoin, why it was created. The whole reason I've been holding since 2012 is because I understand how valuable it is. If you don't understand how valuable something is, don't invest in it for the long term. You're going to lose money and get shaken out by giant whales because you have no idea what you're holding. So if you want to learn more about Bitcoin and why it's so valuable, check out Heidi's book, Why Crypto. It is one of the best books in the entire crypto space on why you should be holding Bitcoin. And it gives you a history about Bitcoin, stuff that many people actually have never even heard about Satoshi. Anyways, talk to you soon. They're coming after me right now, so I gotta go. Bye-bye.